Hi, everyone, and welcome to the red carpet. Today is Memorial Day, and if you don't know, it's an American holiday that we celebrate and remember our armed servicemen and women who died in service to this country. So it is commemorated in lots of different ways, but a really popular way that we celebrate the holiday is with a cookout. So I put together a mashup of previous videos that I made that are cookout related with different foods and our barbecue grill. And I also added a quick slideshow of this amazing centerpiece that I made and the flag cake made with the strawberries, whipped cream, and blueberries. So I really hope that you enjoy the video. Be sure to stay to the end to watch the slideshow at the end. And also, if you enjoy the content, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. So I hope that you enjoy. We are going to make barbecue for your dolls using these materials: toothpicks, toilet paper, cardboard, craft paint, craft foam paper, glue, water, Mod Podge, hot glue, cardstock, a coffee stir, nail file, makeup or chalk pastels, and foil. First, we're going to make ribs. The first thing that we're going to do is cut very small, little tiny pieces of cardboard. We're going to apply glue generously to a toothpick. Stick the toothpick through the little holes on the cardboard. Use about 6, no more than 7. Make sure that you put a space between the cardboard pieces. Then we're going to cut at an angle at the top and the bottom so that it will look like this. Next, we're going to apply glue generously to both sides and use our fingers to spread it all out evenly. After that, we'll be taking toilet paper. We're going to wrap the toilet paper around about 4 or 5 times and make sure it's covered. And if it gets too dry, I use a little water on the fingertips to kind of soften up the paper and even it out. Make it tight on the ends. A little more water or glue if needed. But it's going to look like this. I'm going to cut the excess toothpick off and use the scissors to kind of press between the cardboard. We're going to make 2 slabs of ribs. One we're going to paint cooked and one we're going to paint uncooked. To paint each slab of rib, I'm using a marbleizing technique. For the uncooked ribs, we will apply drops of pink, red, and white paint. To paint the cooked ribs, I'm going to use red, pink, and brown paint. Don't want to mix the colors evenly, so I'm tapping the paintbrush instead of stroking. It leaves a nice textured effect. Then we're going to make a few individual pieces of little ribs. So we're going to apply glue to a little stick, wrap it in toilet paper. A really small one. And this is how it looks after it's painted. So when that's all drying up, we're going to make burgers and chicken with a mixture of glue, water, and toilet paper. Again, we're going to make a raw batch of burgers and chicken, and then we're going to make a cooked batch of burgers and chicken. So you take the toilet paper, paint it, and you just use it, you just form it with your fingers, make a little shape. With this piece of chicken right here, a little drumstick, you're going to make a little shape. To make a tray, we're going to cut a piece of cardboard, cover it with foil, and it makes a little serving tray. And then we need 2 serving trays, one for the raw meat and one for the cooked meat. When all the paint is dry and everything, then we're going to add a little layer of Mod Podge to seal it all together, and it looks really great. Now it's time to make the sauce. We're going to cut really thin strips of that card stock and glue them together to make a long strip of paper. Then we're going to start to twist it and coil it up really tight. Turn it till it may be the size of a nickel maybe, or a quarter. We're going to glue it on the ends and apply glue generously to both sides. And then we're going to actually press the middle out, the bottom, and it's going to actually make a little bowl shape. You have to be really careful when you're doing it though. It's going to make a bowl shape, and we're going to have it sit and dry. When the glue is dry, that's our little bowl. This part is optional, but I'm using a nail file to even out the hard edges so the bowl could be nice and smooth. And then I'm going to paint it black. When that's dry, I'm going to seal it with a layer of Mod Podge. Take a Q-tip and a coffee stirrer. And this is going to be the little handle for the sauce bowl. We're going to fill it with hot glue. I mix glue and paint to make the sauce. And put that in the top in our little sauce bowl. And then I'm also going to apply the sauce to the meat that we have cooking in the grill. You can go to My Froggy Stuff's YouTube channel to see how to make a grill. Next we're going to make the side dishes. So we're going to make corn. I'm going to cut really small strips of toilet paper, use a toothpick and glue, and actually wrap the toilet paper around the toothpick. You can apply glue as needed. You don't want to use too much glue, but then you don't want it to be too dry. And you can also use water on your fingertips too to help out. Right here I'm applying the glue as needed. I sped up the tape a little bit to save time. When you're done, you're going to use your fingers to kind of pinch it together. And I've got 3 of them on a stick, and I painted yellow. Once that paint is dry, I'm going to use hot glue to apply small little dots on the corn. Those are going to be the kernels. You have to be super careful and apply very little pressure, or else the dots will be too big and it'll be a big glue blob. But if you apply a tiny bit of pressure, have nice tiny controlled little dots, that'll be great. When that's done, you're going to apply some another coat of yellow paint. When that's dry, you'll cut off the corn, apply some more Mod Podge, and that's the corn on the cob. Now we're going to make a potato salad or egg salad or coleslaw. Just take Kraft foam, put it up, dice it up really small. Another batch of water with glue and toilet paper. I put a little white paint in there also. Added the Kraft foam, mixed it up. I made another bowl, decorative bowl. When I put the salad in there, I used a little red powder makeup for a little paprika on our dish. I also made a little small single serving of our potato salad or egg salad or coleslaw, or whatever you want to call it. When it's dry, we'll seal it with a coat of Mod Podge. And we're going to make dinner rolls now. Another mix of the glue, water, and toilet paper. And I pressed it together to make a small little shape of a dinner roll. And I used a little scissors to press a little line in the center. Once you have your shape, you let that dry. And then you use brown makeup to kind of dust it, give it a nice baked look, make it look nice and baked. Cover that with Mod Podge, and then everything is done. Dinner is served. We have our barbecue ribs, we have chicken, we have burgers, Our side dishes, corn, dinner rolls, and the potato salad. Looks great. Hey everyone, this is Tony Nicole, and in this video we'll be making a barbecue grill for our dollhouse using a large Christmas tree bulb. I know it sounds really weird, and we've got a lot of materials to use, so I have that scrolling for you. And before we get into the how-to, I'm going to need you to subscribe to the channel and click that notification bell. You guys know what to do. Now, I got this Christmas tree bulb during the holiday season, of course, and I kept it, and my fingers are crossed that this is going to work. I'm going to split it into two and use it to create this barbecue grill. So I'm having a really hard time opening up the Christmas bulb, and unfortunately the paint is chipping off, and so I'm really disappointed. But I finally got it opened, and from there I'm going to smooth out the ragged ends by rubbing a nail file across there, and the paint is coming off super easy. So I got most of it off just by rubbing it, and lastly I'm going to use acetone to get it all the way clean. So I lost my awesome paint job, which is a disappointment, but I'm taking this out to the patio and spray painting everything black. I used multiple coats, and I did it on the inside and outside. So the whole paint job took about 24 hours. So in the meantime, while that's drying, I got a sales ad, and I found an ad for lighter fluid and charcoal. So I'm going to make a bag for our charcoal by tracing the ad. And we traced it 4 times. Then we're going to draw little tabs. And from there we'll cut it out. And I'm using a popsicle stick to help me fold on all the lines. And I apply a little glue to the tabs to create a bag. And then you glue the sales ad on the bag. Now we're going to actually create charcoal to put inside the bag by stacking and gluing cardboard, painting it black. Then I cut out little squares of craft foam and glued it on the top and applied a little bit of glitter. And here's the look. We're going to put that aside to dry. While that's drying, we're going to make a larger stack of coals that we're going to put inside the grill. So I made a large circle of cardboard, glued, stacked, painted it black, added a little bit of glitter in shades of red, orange, and yellow. That's going to give the look of fire burning. I added some more cut up foam, and then we're lightly tapping everything with a little bit of white paint to make it look like ash, and it's a really cool look. It looks like burning coals. So finally our charcoal is dry, and you just put it in the bag. And I like the way that looks. It's nice, kind of a real look to that. Then for the lighter fluid, I am using paper, and I'm rolling it up to create a little paper tube. You're going to flatten it out, and then we'll paint the top red and glue the little label on, so you have your lighter fluid and your charcoal. So it's the next day and everything is dry. I brought my Christmas bowl back in. It's a little bit of damage to the side, but I'm gonna line up the back, and I'm using a piece of craft foam to attach it so that it opens and closes. I know that there are other ways to do that, to put a little joint in there using a straw, but we're just using a craft foam for now to attach the both pieces. Then I'm going to cut some wooden dowels about 5 inches, glue it to the bottom and paint to create the legs. Then we're going to take fun wire. I've got 2 different sizes, a thicker and a thinner. Create a nice big circle for the little rack to put on the grill, and then a smaller triangle we're going to glue between the legs. So I'm putting in our hot coals made of craft foam and glitter, and then our rack on top, and this is the look. Not bad. And then the triangle we're going to glue to the bottom. I've got 2 bottle caps that I painted silver. Then we're going to wrap it with craft foam, glue it to the bottom, makes little wheels. And the final step is to glue more wire to create a handle at the top and in the front. And here it is. Here is our barbecue grill. It's some good and bad about it. What's really good is that I like the coals. The burning coals I think looks really, really cool. I like that look. But unfortunately, I was really disappointed that the red paint came off of the Christmas bulb, because I thought that the shiny... I posted a video on how to make barbecue for your dolls, but the table still looks a little empty. So we're going to add a few cookout favorites like watermelon, chips, a cooler filled with cold soda, and fresh baked pie. To make the watermelon, we're going to need the following items: a pink sponge, glue, water, toilet paper, craft paint, a toothpick, foil, cardboard, the hot glue gun, and Mod Podge. The first thing we're going to do is cut a circular shape out of the sponge. Then we're going to cut at an angle. We're going to try to create a bowl shape from the side. Now to do that, I'm actually going to hot glue scrap pieces of sponge on there. It's going to look like a cut watermelon when it's all done. And then I'm going to trim it a little bit to get the shape a little better. It doesn't have to be perfect though. So once I have it shaped up, I'm going to apply glue generously to the round sides. I'm going to leave the flat side alone though. I'm going to take toilet paper and actually lay it across as tightly as I can the round side of our sponge. Apply a little water to your fingertips so that it won't get too dry. You're going to keep layering sheets of toilet paper around there. Now we're going to make the tray. I'm going to sketch out the size of the tray and make a little space for the tabs. Then I'm going to cut and fold. This tray is where we're going to keep our watermelon while it's drying, because it takes a long time for that sponge to dry. So now that I have the basic shape of the tray, I'm just going to cover it with foil. And there's our tray. So after a couple of hours, the sponge should be dry enough to cut the edges off. And then we're going to paint. I'm using a light color green. I'm tapping the paint to give it a nice texture. And then with a toothpick, I'm going to apply a darker shade of green by drawing a little line and then rolling the toothpick back and forth to put the little stripes in our watermelon. Then with the other end of the toothpick, I'm going to use black paint and put the seeds in there. I also made a single slice the same way. I cut a small piece of sponge. Cover everything in a layer of Mod Podge to seal it all. Put it in our tray, and we add it to our table. Now the next thing that we're going to add is our cooler filled with cold drinks. We're going to need cover stock of thick paper, cardboard, craft paint, buttons, glue, Mod Podge, the hot glue gun, and a paper clip. First, we're going to sketch out with the bottom, all four sides, and a tab to close it all up. We're going to cut and fold. And then we're going to glue the tabs down so that it makes a nice box. I'm going to glue cardboard around our little box, leaving a little space at the bottom. Then we're going to paint it and cover it with a layer of Mod Podge. Then we're going to take two buttons, hot glue them together, paint them black, and glue it to the bottom of our cooler to be wheels. To make the lid, I'm basically going to do the same thing, except I painted it white and I used a paper clip to make a little handle. And the cooler is all done. Now it's time to fill our cooler up with soda. To make soda cans, we need recycled computer paper, a glue stick, a toothpick, buttons, glue, silver paint, a sales ad, and clear tape. We're going to cut the computer paper, and using our glue stick, we're going to glue it around a toothpick. Next, we're going to paint the ends with silver paint. We're going to check our sales ad and find a nice photo of soda to use as a label. We're going to cut that out, wrap it around our can, and then cover it with clear tape. I use clear plastic and put it in our cooler. Then I put our cans in, and also some clear beads, which could be ice. I also found this little container from the fast food shop. Just empty that out and it makes a perfect little spot to keep your cold drinks. Next, we're going to make chips. To make the chips, we need our sales ad, colored paper, glue stick, clear tape, pillow fluff, or a cotton ball, or toilet paper. I'm going to cut out some chips from our sales ad. And using our glue stick, I'm going to glue it onto colored paper. I'm going to fold it in half and then cut. Now I'm going to use something to stuff it. Pillow fluff, a cotton ball, toilet paper, it doesn't matter. Once you get it stuffed, you close it up with clear tape. Lastly, we're going to make some pie. We're going to need a bottle cap, aluminum foil, cardboard, toilet paper, glue, water, craft paint, the hot glue gun, makeup or chalk pastels, and Mod Podge. First, we're going to select the size by selecting a bottle cap. I'm going to cut the bottle cap so we can use it. If the rim is a little wider, then we can cut and trim that. Next, we're going to use foil to cover the bottle cap, and that's going to be the pie pan. Next, I'm going to cut out some circles of cardboard and hot glue it into the bottle cap. Now I'm mixing up purple and red to make a berry color. So we'll have a berry pie. But you can choose whatever color you want. You can make a blueberry or strawberry or cherry, whatever color you want. Now to make the crust, we'll be using toilet paper, glue, and water. We're going to apply glue to a thin strip of toilet paper and start to lay it across our pie pan. You have to be very careful because the wet paper breaks very easily. So we laid it across and you trim the edges. Apply glue to the rim and use more toilet paper to be the crust. That's going to take a while to dry, but afterward you use makeup or chalk pastels to brush it and give it a baked look. And then lastly, you're going to apply a little tiny drop of hot glue in the open spaces to make it look like a really gooey, soft pie filling. And cover it with Mod Podge. And put it on the table so the table looks a lot more full and it has a lot more great items on there. So I hope that you enjoyed those throwback videos. This channel has come a really long way since then. Now I put together a quick slideshow of the decorations and how we put together this really nice display for our Memorial Day cookout. So to do the walls and the flooring, what I did was I took a poster board, I folded it in 4 parts, cut it at the bottom and the center. I used scrapbooking paper to create the walls, the grass, the fence, and the sky. And when you fold it upright, it creates a nice little corner room. I had some problems with the open seams, so I used the little pipe cleaners. In the corner, we used tulle to drape around, ribbon to go across the tablecloth. For the centerpiece, I just used a bottle cap, some flowers, and then I had this ribbon with a flag on it. I used a toothpick to stick it in the top and some blue curling ribbon to finish it up. So to make our cake, our berry cake, I am using a strawberry shaped made with hot glue. We painted it. We used a little bit of glitter to give the texture. We took some craft foam, we stacked it and glued it, and then we wrapped it in foil to make it look like it's, in a foil case. And then we used puffy paint. We used blue beads for the blueberries, and then when our strawberries were dry, we added them on. And here it is. This is our nice display for our Memorial Day cookout. Super cute, really festive. I really enjoyed putting this together. It was really quick because most of the items I had already made years ago. Those videos are pretty old and they go back quite a few years. So I really hope that you enjoyed the video, and I really hope that you have an awesome holiday. We get a day off. We get a day off to remember servicemen and women who gave their lives in service to our country. And we also get a day to just reflect on family and good times and all that great stuff. So again, thank you so much for watching. As you can see, those old videos were a lot. But I appreciate you for sticking with me all these years. So please hit me up. You know I love to hear from you. I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, I'm on Twitter. Of course, leave comments on the video in the comment section. For leaving a comment in the previous video, we're going to officially welcome Jennifer Hendricks to the red carpet. Again, I appreciate you so much. Thanks for watching. Remember, it's more fun to make it.